You know what's weird? Some couples seem rock solid when they're struggling together, going through poverty, fighting against family disapproval, surviving long distance. But the moment things get easier, they fall apart. It doesn't make sense, right? You'd think that when the pressure's off, love would finally have room to breathe. But instead, the relationship crumbles. This isn't just bad luck. There's actually a powerful psychological pattern behind it. And once you understand it, you'll see it everywhere. The glue of struggle. Think about it. When you and your partner are facing something tough together, maybe you're both working multiple jobs to pay off debt, or your families are against your relationship, or you're doing long distance, something special happens. It creates this us against the world feeling. You're not just lovers anymore, you're allies. You're teammates in the same foxhole. This actually triggers something deep in human psychology. When there's a common enemy or a shared threat, people bond intensely. It's evolutionary. Our ancestors survived by sticking together when danger appeared. That instinct is still in us. So when you're both stressed about the same external problem, you naturally move closer. You think nobody else understands what we're going through. It's just me and them. That shared struggle feels like proof of your love. But here's the thing, that external pressure is also acting like a blanket over your relationship. It's covering up the internal issues. When you're stressed about paying rent or dealing with disapproving parents, you don't have the energy to argue about smaller things. Your partner shows up late? Whatever. We have bigger problems. They have a communication style that bothers you? Not important right now. We need to focus on getting through this month. The struggle gives you a mission, and humans love missions. When you're working toward a clear goal together, surviving the distance, proving the doubters wrong, making it through financial hardship, your relationship feels meaningful. It has purpose. You're not just hanging out, you're building something, fighting for something. When the dust settles, but then something shifts, the debt gets paid off. The families finally accept you. The long distance ends, you graduate, you get the job, the crisis passes, and suddenly, things feel different. Without that external enemy, the focus shifts inward. All those little issues that you pushed aside, they're still there. In fact, they might have been growing this whole time. Now you're noticing how differently you handle money, how your communication styles clash, how your daily habits don't really match up, how you have different ideas about what quality time looks like. Before, it was us versus the world. Now, it accidentally becomes me versus you. And here's the hardest part. During the pressure period, your relationship was running on external fuel. The stress, the common goal, the adrenaline of fighting through something together. But now that fuel is gone. Now your relationship needs to run on something else, actual compatibility, real communication skills, genuine alignment in values and lifestyle. Some couples discover they have that foundation, others realize they don't. There's also the intensity factor. Secret relationships feel exciting. Poverty creates this tender, all we have is each other romance. Long distance makes every reunion precious. Being the underdog couple fighting against opposition feels brave and passionate. All of this creates emotional intensity, a kind of high voltage charge to the relationship. When the pressure lifts, that intensity drops. Things become normal, steady, calm. And to some people, that calm feels like the love disappeared. But it didn't disappear, it just changed frequency. The question is whether there's enough substance underneath to sustain the relationship at this new, quieter frequency. What you can actually do about it. If you recognize this pattern in your own relationship, don't panic. This transition is actually a natural part of long term relationships. It's not a sign that things are ending, it's a sign that you're entering a new phase, one that requires different skills. The key is not to depend on pressure to hold you together, but to build what I call internal resilience in your relationship. You want your connection to be strong even when life is boring and easy. Start by creating new positive goals together. You don't want your relationship to just float aimlessly now that the struggle is over. Replace the pressure driven mission with something life giving. Maybe it's training for a half marathon together, taking a cooking class, planning a trip, starting a side project, or establishing a weekly tradition like Sunday morning hikes or Thursday game nights. Give yourselves something to work toward that brings joy, not just survival. It also helps to name what's happening out loud. Have a conversation where you acknowledge that things might feel different or strange now that the pressure's off. You might say something like, "Hey, I've been thinking, we've been so focused on getting through the hard stuff that we haven't really practiced just being together without crisis." It might feel weird for a while, but that's normal. Just saying it out loud can relieve so much anxiety. Most importantly, this is the time to build real communication habits. The foundation of lasting relationships isn't passion or shared trauma, it's how you handle conflict, how you express needs, how you repair after arguments, how you stay curious about each other. These skills matter more than any external circumstance. When differences pop up that were hidden before, approach them with curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of thinking, "I can't believe they're like this," try asking, "I wonder why this matters to them?" Or what's their perspective here? Turn the conflict into exploration rather than warfare. The bottom line: pressure can bond people together powerfully, but it's a temporary glue. What really keeps relationships strong over time is compatibility, communication, and the ability to build a life together when things are calm. If you've been through hard times with someone and things feel different now, that doesn't mean the love is gone. It means you're being asked to love in a different way, a way that's actually more mature and sustainable. The couples who make it aren't the ones who had the most dramatic struggles. They're the ones who learned to be intentional about connection, even when life stopped giving them a reason to cling together. So if your relationship survived the storm, now's the time to learn how to thrive in the sunshine.